Hey guys, Jeff here. Just wanted to share a quick little video about a couple of things that I learned about heartworm prevention. As you may or may not know, I'm pretty holistic, going back 20 years, especially with my animals. However, since we moved down to the South 7 years ago, we did open our minds a little bit, and we're kind of like finding that balance between being more conventional and holistic. So I still use natural essential oils to protect my dogs from, fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, etc. But I also implement a conventional heartworm prevention protocol, primarily using heartguard over the years. And I did learn something new, not only about heartguard, but about heartworm prevention overall. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I'm no expert on heartworm prevention, but I feel like I'm a pretty knowledgeable guy as it relates to protecting my animals. I've always done a ton of research, long before Google. But we learn something new every day, and I shared this with my Facebook friends and followers, and some people knew about it, some people didn't. So I said, you know what, let me just post a video, because I'd rather post it and someone learns about it, than not post it and someone potentially could help their animals. So again, just want to share what I learned. So let's take a quick look. So this was the post that I wrote. I recently learned two new things about heartworm prevention. The second is far more alarming than the first. Number one, heartguard chews may not activate if it's not broken up before the dog ingests it. I wasn't aware of that. I would just, my guys are pretty good with taking stuff like that. I would just throw them in their food. But I guess apparently, and which I can wrap my head around from a digestive standpoint, that maybe if it's not broken up, the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, or, maybe it doesn't break it up well enough before it enters the small intestines and is absorbed into the body. I don't know. But it is interesting that they recommend breaking up the tablets, the heartguard chews, before giving it to the dog. And number two, more alarming, is heartworm larva resistance to monthly preventatives is on the rise in the southern states. Now, neither of these are my opinions. The first one I learned from my vet about heartguard, and I did more research on that to I guess I forgot exactly where I validated that information. I probably just Googled it and looked at some information, which is, again, it's not that huge of a deal. The second one, I really had to make sure that I went to appropriate sources, and obviously the American Heartworm Society is one of the first places I go to for heartworm information. Again, some things I don't necessarily buy into. Don't take it what I say as anything. Obviously, always do your own research, and if you're in high risk areas, or have a high risk pet, like your animal stays outside all day, it's different. My guys don't. I don't leave my dogs outside all day. My dogs are out in the yard. I'm out there with them. We go on walks. They're very low risk, and they come in at night and they sleep with us. So, but again, if you have a high risk animal, or that lives outside, or you live in a high risk area, certainly make sure you're giving your monthly preventatives. Anyway, American Heartworm Society, let's take a look at their stuff. And before we look at their stuff, this is my post, and the other one was my local vet chimed in a little bit. Let's take a look at what she had to say. So there's my there's a doctor friend of mine. There was a conversation going on my thread. I'm not going to get into that, but she mentioned she is seeing clients that because the whole thing here was, are people being fully compliant? And while compliance is always an issue with something like this, she's basically saying she knows the people that have had enough prevention, they've purchased enough prevention, and are still coming up positive. And she was just saying how she believes in resistance. Again, these are just comments on a Facebook post, but let's get right to the source. Let's go right to the Heartworm Society website. All right, so this is right from the American Heartworm Society's website. Isolated pockets of resistant heartworm subpopulations have been documented, mainly in the southeastern United States. So basically, they're saying that the mosquitoes that bite your dog and infect your dog, they infect them with larvae called microfilaria. Those microfilaria are becoming resistant to certain heartworm preventatives. So that, again, this is straight from the Heartworm Society. Let's see what else we have here. And this is just an article. You can check this out. They've been looking, this article is suggesting, dating back to 2010, so 12 years ago, they started coming up with the potential for heartworm preventative resistance. So again, this is nothing new. This is something that they've known about for about 12 years as I shoot this video in the summer of 2022. Again, this is their website, not my opinion. I really suggest you go check it out. Definitely good information. And then they actually have a whole statement on, they have a resistance statement on heartworm prevention. And it's pretty simple. The evidence from recent research, subpopulations of heartworm have shown resistance to MLs, that's the macrocyclic lactones, that's basically the heartworm preventatives, is of great importance. Every compound currently marketed in the form of administration has been shown to be less than perfect. So basically every heartworm medication out there has been shown to be less than perfect. For instance, breaking up heartguard before you give it to your dog is, I guess that's a one way it could be less than perfect. If it's not absorbed by the dog's body, it can't kill the microflora in the bloodstream. And then obviously the resistance, they dedicate on their website, click on a link, and it actually has a Heartworm Society resistance statement. So they're basically telling us that heartworm microfilariae are starting to become resistant to certain preventatives. So that's really the alarming thing, because just like anything else, people who take antibiotics a lot can develop a resistance to antibiotic therapy, and sometimes they need different antibiotics. So the same concept certainly falls here. But I did want to share this with you real quick because, again, I'm no expert, and I try to do the best for my animals. But to know that this resistance is out there and it's been around for a decade or so, especially in southern states, which I'm in now, even though I'm from Jersey. I am now in the southern states. So definitely something that was concerning, to me. So I don't know, hopefully this helps. It was just a quick video I wanted to do to shed some light on heartworm prevention and heartworm preventatives. So if you're ever in doubt, always check the Heartworm Society website. Always, especially again, people like us who are in high risk areas, we definitely have to go a step further than maybe people who are in the northern states. But even nowadays, with the animal rescue transport industry transporting a lot of southern dogs up north, heartworm has increased. Heartworm frequency has increased up north as well. And that it kind of falls in line with southern dogs being transported up north to either to adopters or other rescues. So really, I mean, it's really based on climate now. So the time of season where, and up in the Northeast in the winter, heartworm's going to be low. Whereas down here in the South, our winter's like a few weeks. So, we see mosquitoes all year round sometimes, so I guess, climate has a lot to do with it. So bottom of the line, do your due diligence. Check with your vet to see what preventative you're using, and talk to them about this resistance specifically. And I know there's other things. There's the annual shots and stuff. I'm not all warm and fuzzy about annual shots, but anyway, talk to your vet, see what's best for you, and hope this video helps. And again, take a peek around my channel. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate the support, and I will see all you guys soon.